Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Black Quant Edge VTF here at T3 Live with this week's market wrap-up. And what a beauty it was, and trading is back. And like I've been saying since I got here, everything trades in a continuous series of broadening formations, period. Okay, let's take a look, shall we? So this is the 1 minute SPY today, all right? So what you're going to notice, we drew this here this morning, and you're going to see this lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, and then all the way back to the lower lows. And this became resistance when they rallied back, boom, and then the real haymaker hit right into here. What you're going to notice here on these triangles too, you're going to notice once you draw them, they also become support. When people draw horizontal lines, that's incorrect because it doesn't count for time. So I want you to just notice this right here. Triangle goes up, tests the support, goes back up, comes in, stalls out there with the third higher high, and then boom, comes through them like that. So when you see this test like this, I want to show you something. If you think this is algorithms and this is all brand new stuff, this is the S&P monthly going back, and you see the same pattern here, goes up, comes back and tests it right here. This is from my birth to my graduation of high school, 1964 to 1983, right? It's all the same. The only thing that changes is the speed and method of execution. So now let's go back to the daily, all right? What have I been saying? Every Friday, watch the triangle because it's going to play out and it's going to get bigger. And here you go, SPY. Outside day 3. Remember, there's only 3 things that can happen. You go inside. That's scenario 1. You break one side of the range. That's 2. You break both sides of the range. That's a 3. And that's a broadening formation because it has to be. It took out both sides. Then you take out one side and come back. 3, 2, 2 the other way. Higher high, lower low, higher high, bearish engulfing 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. Now you come back, lower lows. Oh, guess what? Let's go back to the other way. Oh, this is the real move. Outside day, boom, come all the way back down and take it out, and there's your broadening formation. If you go to the 60, you're going to see this. Here's last Fed day when you thought that was volatile. Nothing. Higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows. Did we see this coming? A mile away, right? And then you get the accelerant to the downside. Absolutely beautiful. And then what we got to get her going on the daily, the simultaneous break here. You see this? This is called a rev strat, the inside bar countered with shooter, right? And this can be a 1 or a 2 or a 3. Right? But when that kicked in yesterday, on everything, Qs, diamonds, everything kicked in on that. So that's their simultaneous break from yesterday, and then the continuation of what we got today. Now, if you look at across the board here, and you go to QQQ, QQQ here, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, starts to fail back into the range. Guess where it's going? It's going to take that out. So some people think that there's horizontal support and resistance like this and draw a line like that. As long as that holds, that's not true. When people say that would be support, to think that people would line up with buy orders there, you're out of your mind. That's the last bastion of guys who are wrong, or where they're going to get stopped out, right? So don't draw horizontal lines, right? You can see the triangle there. If you go to the small cappers, still might have some room. Here you go. Lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, and now still hasn't taken this out. So we're going to be aware of that, right? And if you look at the diamonds weren't even strong enough to get up into here. So you had this higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. But then when it comes into here, you're a lower triangle like that. Here, your higher high, your lower low, your higher high, and then boom, rev strat, finish him, right? And so a whole bunch of good stuff all week. So if you go to Apple, you're going to see this. Here's your weekly. Higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. And this is the rev strat week setup, right? And then if you go to the daily, all you had to do, inside day, boom, see ya. Baidu. If you go to the weekly, you're going to see this. Here, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high. Now this, when you use the scenarios, 2 up, This is a 2 up, although it's red, but when this comes down, that's your 2, 2, 2 reversal. See you later to the downside. Goldman Sachs. Inside, take out one side, and when you come back through that, that's your reversal, and you're going to take this out. 1, 2, 2. Right? And if you look at the daily, you're going to see this. Higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high. Finish him. 1, 3, down, puke, back to the bottom of the try. Cardinal Health. Yes. So we were looking at this in the last weekend's video. This shooter, because bigger moves more often come when you're going back through previous ranges. All right. So when you come through here, anybody on the wrong side, I can stay long against that, can you? This, that, them, and we're going to take them all out. And what you got also there was a nice inside day. Here, see ya. Alexion, this was in the gapper list. Got the gap in reverse on this thing, you might recall. Then it goes inside day, and see you later. We're taking all this stuff out. There's your try. Take them out. ESRX. ESRX, nice inside day. Here's an outside 3. Anytime you get back into that, that's a fractal try. You come in here, your lower lows, your higher highs, your lower lows, your higher high, and all the way back down. If you look at the weekly, you're going to see this. There you go. take these guys out. Inside week, that's 1, 2 down. Take them. Now we're working on that stuff. Western Digi, and they're like, why is it falling apart like this? I'm like, I don't know. And this is why sometimes that you might be long something that closes out on the highs and you don't understand why it totally tanks. Here's the try. Bam, 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 bam. Triangle completed. Exhaustion last week. Then you come in this week. Boom. 2-2 reversal on that. And that kicked in heavily today. Here. Back into the try you go. Then you'll see a bunch of the semis like analog devices. Boom, 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 triangle. And then you can see it wasn't strong enough to take that out. So lower level triangle off of this stuff. 1, 2, 2. Microchip. You're going to tell me things don't trade in broadening formations? Yeah, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. 1, 2, 2. Back in. AMAT. Here. Higher highs, lower lows, higher highs. 2, 2, 2. Back in. And you'll see it on everything once you start to look for it. And then you can look for the 3-2 setup here. Here's your XLP. Lower lows, higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, then come back down. The outside bar 3-2, because what that means is they're willing to pay up above the previous range and sell below it. And if they continue to do that, then you get the range expansion. 3-2 down XLP. VNQ did that today on the daily. Do we know about VNQ? We do. If you haven't watched them on YouTube, I would go watch it. Smiths in the Black, all one word, the greatest story ever sold. Inside year and down VNQ. So when you get this 3-2 down, that's a yearly chart lining up with the daily chart. And then you just go to the other ones. PSA 3-2. ANET from my video last night. Can't make it to highs into the try. And so we can look for some continuation to the downside here on the weekly. 2-2-2. You go to the 30-minute, you let it pop up and go 2-1, and then back through previous range. 2-1-2, boom, and that breaks it 268.20. MA was in the video last night because of this triangle here. First we saw the 3-2 here to get yesterday. I said may as well continue back through the triangle because you can see it. Higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows, higher highs. Now coming back through that. NTES. This triangle here, boom, 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 tries to get out, can't do it. 3-2 day yesterday and still coming back in. So once you understand all this stuff, right, you're not going to want to do anything else, really, because there is nothing else. There's only 1, 2, or 3. That's the only possibility. Then you line it up with the setups and the time frame continuity, and you know exactly what's happening. And there's no more horizontal lines. There's no more, this is my secret pattern that I made up or I discovered. There's none of that. It's very clean. All right, and I've got a webinar coming up next week, so we can talk about that. But I would go to my YouTube, and I would have a great weekend. What we can look for is going to see if there's any continuation on these small cappers, because they're the ones that still have room on this stuff. All right, great week. Hope everybody has a great week and even better weekend. I'm Rob Smith in the Black Quantity VTF with this week's market wrap-up.